The house that weeps at night. Imagine the most unsettling sound, a baby's cry, mixed with whispers from beyond the grave. Can you hear it? It's coming from within the walls. Every night, the house awakens. A symphony of sorrow and dread fills the air. The cries of a lost child echo through the halls, intertwined with voices that should be silent. Dimly lit rooms flicker with dancing shadows. They writhe and twist, revealing glimpses of a forgotten tragedy. What secrets are buried beneath the floorboards? What horrors linger in the darkness? Dare to uncover the truth behind the weeping house? Subscribe now and join us as we delve into its haunted history. Uncover the secrets that this house desperately tries to hide.
I woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of a baby crying outside my window. The wailing was sharp, almost desperate. My skin prickled as I sat up, only to feel a strange sting all over my body. I glanced down, and my chest tightened. Faint, red, claw-like marks covered my arms. Ikenna had lived on the outskirts of Umunze village for barely 2 weeks. The house was suspiciously cheap, but he had convinced himself it was just his good fortune. A single man didn't need much, and saving money was a blessing. But as he sat there, staring at the window where the crying had come from, his stomach churned with unease. The air felt heavy, the kind of thick silence that follows after something unnatural happens. Ikenna swallowed hard and reached for his phone. 2:37 a.m. His flashlight flickered as he turned it on. He hesitated, then pulled the curtain aside. Nothing. The compound outside was empty. The moon cast long shadows across the overgrown grass, and the dusty road leading to the village was silent. No baby, no movement, just the cold air whispering against the window. He exhaled in relief. Maybe I was dreaming. But as he turned back to his bed, his foot hit something. He looked down, and his blood ran cold. A small, tattered baby shawl lay crumpled on the floor, soaked in something dark. Ikenna's breath hitched. He hadn't seen that there before. His heart pounded as he bent down, hands trembling, and picked it up. The fabric was wet, sticky, and smelled of iron, blood. A sharp knock thundered at his door. Once, twice, 3 times. He froze. The knock came again, this time slower, dragging. Knock, knock, knock. His throat went dry. Who would be knocking at this hour? His house was at the far end of the village with no close neighbors. He stood still, waiting, hoping. But then, the door handle started turning. The old metal lock rattled as if someone was twisting it from outside, testing it. But the door was already bolted from inside. Ikenna stumbled backward, his breathing shallow. The handle twisted once more. Then, it stopped. Silence. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, from the other side of the door, a voice whispered, "Give me back my child." Ikenna's legs almost gave way. The voice was low, guttural. It didn't sound like a woman. It didn't even sound human. He clutched his chest, his heartbeat hammering. This wasn't a dream. This wasn't a trick. Something was outside his door, and it wanted something from him. He looked at the bloody baby shawl in his hands. He hadn't taken any child. He hadn't done anything wrong. But something, someone, thought otherwise. A slow creak echoed through the room. His head snapped up. The window he had just shut was wide open, and in the moonlight, a shadow stood inside his room, watching him. Ikenna gasped. The figure was barely visible, standing near the window, its form swallowed by the darkness, but he could feel it watching him. Then, it moved. The shadow glided forward, silent, unnaturally smooth. Ikenna scrambled backward until his back hit the wall. His breath came in short, rapid gasps. Who are you? His voice was barely above a whisper. The figure took another step forward. The moonlight caught its face, and Ikenna almost screamed. It was a woman, or at least it had once been. Her skin was pale, stretched tight over her bones, as if she had been starved for years. Her eyes were hollow, dark pits of emptiness. Her lips, cracked and dry, curled into a twisted smile. She wore a faded, tattered wrapper, and in her arms, she cradled something. A bundle, small, wrapped in white cloth. The baby. Ikenna's heart slammed against his ribs. The woman rocked the bundle gently, her bony fingers caressing the fabric. But the cloth shifted, and the tiny, shriveled hand that slipped out was blackened and rotting. The baby was dead. The woman raised her hollow eyes to Ikenna. "You took my child," she whispered, voice like rustling leaf. "And now, you must pay." Ikenna shook his head violently. "No, I don't know you. I didn't take anything." His voice cracked. The woman stepped closer. The air grew thick, heavy, suffocating. "All who sleep in this house, they all took from me. They all lied. They all paid." Ikenna's mouth went dry. His mind raced. Was that why the house was so cheap? Did the landlord know about this? How many people had lived here before him? How many had vanished? He took a shaky step back. His hands fumbled for his phone. His fingers trembled as he unlocked it, desperate to call someone, anyone, but his screen was black, dead. The woman's lips stretched wider. "You cannot run," she whispered. The candle on his bedside table flickered. Then it went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Then came the sound, a baby's wail, deep inside the walls. Ikenna stood frozen in the pitch-black room, heart chewing so loudly it felt like his chest would burst. The crying continued, but now it wasn't just outside the window. It came from the walls, the floor. The very foundation of the house trembled with sorrow. The cries rose, countless voices weeping in agony, blending together into something unnatural. Babies, women, men, wailing, screaming, begging. Ikenna's breath came in short, sharp gasps. His body was drenched in sweat. He fumbled in the darkness, searching for his phone, his matches, anything. Then he heard it. Tap, tap, tap. Bare feet, shuffling across the wooden floor, coming closer. His stomach twisted with dread. He wasn't alone in the room. "You cannot leave." The woman's voice whispered from the shadows. "No one ever leaves." Ikenna's hands finally closed around the box of matches on his bedside table. With trembling fingers, he struck one. Flick! The small flame flickered, casting eerie shadows around the room. And then he saw them. The walls were moving. Faint, twisted faces pressed against the surface, their mouths open in silent screams. Some had rotting flesh. Others were nothing but skulls. They pushed against the wall as if trapped beneath the surface, their eyes darting back and forth. Ikenna staggered back, a strangled cry escaping his throat. The match burned his fingers, and he let it drop. Darkness swallowed him again. The wailing grew louder. Then something cold touched his shoulder. Ikenna spun around, his body slamming into the wall. But the wall was no longer solid. It pulsed, like flesh. His breathing hitched. A sticky wetness spread beneath his palm. He pulled his hand back, and even in the darkness, he could smell it. Blood. The house wasn't just haunted. It was alive. A breath brushed against his ear. "You must pay." Then, fingers wrapped around his throat. Ikenna fought, kicking wildly, his hands clawing at the cold, unseen grip choking the life out of him. The air in his lungs burned. His vision swam. Just when it thought he would pass out, the grip loosened. He collapsed onto the floor, gasping, throat raw. The house groaned around him, whispering, shifted. He had to get out. He scrambled toward the door, ignoring the bloody shawl still lying on the ground. His fingers fumbled with the locks, yanking them open. The door creaked, and then slammed shut on its own. His breath caught. Something didn't want him to leave. Then, bang! The window shattered. The wind howled into the room, carrying whispers that made his skin crawl. He turned sharply, and his eyes widened in horror. The woman was standing inside the broken window now, the dead baby still cradled in her arms. But this time, she wasn't alone. Behind her, dozens of shadowy figures gathered. Men, women, children. Some looked fresh, others skeletal, all of them staring at Ikenna. A sob caught in his throat. What is this place? Then, a voice, deep, guttural, ancient, spoke. This house must feed. Ikenna's legs almost gave out. The house. It fed on people. The woman stepped forward, a cold, dead gaze locking onto him. You must take my place. His stomach lurched. His body felt heavy. Something was pulling him down. He glanced at his arms. His skin was turning gray. His legs, his fingers, his face, becoming like them. No. No! He screamed, shaking his head. He couldn't stay here. He couldn't become part of the house. Desperate, he grabbed the broken glass from the shattered window and sliced into his palm. The sharp pain jolted him back to reality. His blood dripped onto the floor. The house shuddered. The ghosts wailed. Ikenna didn't think. He turned and ran. He sprinted through the house, dodging the grasping hands that reached out from the walls. The doors stretched as if trying to close on their own. The floor buckled beneath his feet, but he kept moving. The front door, he could see it, but as he reached for the handle, it vanished. In its place was a smooth, wooden surface. The door had disappeared. No, 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 no! He banged against the wall, panic choking him. The whispers grew deafening. The woman's voice rose above them all. You cannot leave. Ikenna spun, sweat pouring down his face. His vision blurred. His body felt heavier. Then, his eyes landed on something. The bloody baby shawl. It was still lying on the ground where he had first found it. Something in his gut told him this was the key. Heart pounding, he lunged for it. The second his fingers closed around the fabric, the house screamed. The walls convulsed. The shadows writhed. The spirits shrieked. A cold wind blasted through the room, and suddenly the door reappeared. Ikenna didn't hesitate. He ran. He yanked the door open and stumbled outside. The moment his feet hit a dirt road, everything went silent. The night was calm. The sky clear. The house was still. Ikenna turned, breathless. It looked normal again. No blood, no ghosts, no moving walls. Had it all been a hallucination? Then something caught his eye. There, by the window, the woman stood, watching. She raised a hand, smiled, and waved. Ikenna's blood ran cold. Then, the house swallowed itself into darkness. Ikenna left Umunze the very next day. He never spoke of the house to anyone. But weeks later, as he scrolled through the village news, his stomach dropped. The house had a new tenant, and just like the ones before, they had vanished without a trace. The house still stood, waiting, because it must feed.